Hello. So, yeah, he's not running anymore. Isn't that good news? And the even better news is things are now leveling a bit so that the things that really need to happen, like integration and getting yourself healthy and well, getting things back to some sense of normalcy, is going to take prominence. So, what am I talking about here? Running and chasing is ending. Why is that? Because we're all just too dang tired already. It's exhausting. Now, this is for people who may have met in person without some of the stuff that other people experience. You only see your twin in your dream time. You've only ever dreamed about some of this. So it's still some of the same process because this has been something that people have done in the past throughout history, running and chasing. Running and chasing something or someone you love is becoming more and more passe. It's inefficient, it's exhausting, it winds up wasting a lot of time. And even though when we're in it, we don't really feel like that. We feel like, well, love is worth it. Love is worth, chasing. Love is worth, I love myself, so I have to run away from something. That's actually not higher love. That's actually love that has been a part of the old paradigm. In order to get it, you must therefore do this. Now, this is one of the simplest things, but it's so hard to clarify because people are still kind of swinging around to actually feeling like this is true for them. You don't have to prove anything for love. You are already loved. Let that sink in a minute and say it. You are already loved. Furthermore, you're a part of the love that is here. So, in one way, you could say, how did the divine masculine use the masculine to help you? Well, the wake up. Wake me up inside and take me from the nothing I've become, to quote a lyric from Evanescence. I love that song. Wake me up inside, wake me up inside, take me from the nothing I've become. Yeah, it's like that for a lot of us, where if you look back on how mundane or banal your life was or might have been and got turned upside down, and now you're just sort of really tuckered out. Are you feeling fatigued? I know that I've been fatigued several times on this journey, and it's been beyond fatigue. This is like a bone level tiredness sometimes that is absolutely incredible. And you can't really describe it to people. How many of you just keep it to yourself because you find that it's just harder to try and explain and you're just forcing the words anyway than just shutting up and just keeping it to yourself? You can't explain some of this to people, and yet more people will go through it. Some people go through it without having a context for it, and that's your other half sometimes. Sometimes only one of you is more aware than the other one, but the other one is having physical body experiences, physical sensations, symptoms. Why is running and chasing ending? And why could we call it inefficient? Well, if you take a look at history, history itself tells us that it's a big time waster, for one thing. It has led to betrayals and disloyalties. Let me give you an example, okay? Because this is why I'm saying that some of this is ending. Someone is running and chasing, they get together, but they get called off to do something. They have to go to war, they have to enter the military, they go to college, and you're waiting or you're chasing, and you find that love affair that was so sparklingly lovely and passionate winds up somehow frittering away. And you say, what happened? And each person changes. They're never quite the same. and one person chases the ideal of that love, the other one might run towards part of their life that, they're seeking, or that somehow they consider their destiny was put on. Your destiny is to be together physically. Now, that can be viewed as a disloyalty. Where do people place their loyalties? Many times it has been misplaced, and many times males or masculine people have had to place their loyalties with where their tribe, their family, with friends over their lover. And this has led to a lot of beyond misunderstandings, betrayals, because whether or not that person tells you that they love you, you can still have a feeling or a sense of feeling betrayed, no matter how much you're running after it or how much you're chasing it, how much you're running from it. Your sense of betrayal will well up to the surface. I know where that emotion lives, and it lives in some of your organs, in the cells of your organs, and I'm really good at helping you to get rid of it. Disloyalty. Has someone you've loved been giving their loyalty and fealty and some of their time and attention to something else? Do they give it to work? Okay. Now, if we look at men as a whole, as part of the species, you could say, well, a lot of men have had to throw themselves into work. A lot of men are good at that because work is always a faithful mistress. It's always there. They can always pick up work, and they get kudos at work. They get prided on being their work. In some cultures, if they don't, they are a disgrace. So how do you start to turn off this stuff and turn on the higher love? It's through the body. So where do the loyalties lie? They should lie with you. And this doesn't matter if the couple is, 2 men, 2 women, a man and a woman. It is the same. Betrayal and disloyalty needs to be gone from your awareness, from your body, from somewhere deep and far away in time, in your timelines. There's no point in collapsing the timelines if you're dragging all the baggage with you anyway. You got to get rid of it. I know how to help you with that. What else has happened with running and chasing? Well, death, whether it's actual death or maiming. How many times do we even see here in current life that someone wants to leave someone and yet they get maimed? They get their nose cut off. Someone throws acid on them. Someone wants to hack off a body part. Someone bashes them in the head while they're sleeping. I don't condone such things. I'm just saying that in the past, this is how some of these things have been handled, and it has taken running away from someone that they love for fear of something else. It's not fear of love. It's fear of retaliation, fear of other things, fear of other people. The what ifs. What if this? What if that? What if that happens? And focus on getting this higher, bringing it up so that those are no longer a possibility. And furthermore, that it can be healed now. So what has happened? You may not remember it. You may just have a sense of, I've got to run from this, or I've got to chase this, because that is something that you've had to do from another place and time. So as you collapse these timelines, so too is this sense of having to do that collapsing. Your twin flame lives inside you. There's no running or chasing needed. What there is needed is to bring it up and out. Bring it to connect with the downloads and the activations that I'm capable of helping you with. What about other things? Drama. Oh, the drama of all the running and the chasing. People dragging everyone else into it. How many times have you tried to describe to someone what it is a little bit that you go through or the feelings you have for someone, only for them to somehow dramatize it on you, or to tell you you're full of drama, to where you're saying, I'm sorry I even told anyone. Maybe I shouldn't have told anyone, but who am I going to tell? You can talk to me, you talk to another person who is a master of the light body, who understands how to get this stuff shifted, who can guide you through how to talk to others where you're actually talking to them and you don't care what their ego hears or thinks. Because there's a way to do this. And it's actually quite lovely. It's quite easy once you start opening up those levels of yourself. You can't open up their level. You have to open up your levels. Drama. How has this disrupted children's lives? Well, as the child of people who ultimately got divorced, myself, I can say that I wish my parents had found another way years before they actually did. They finally did get divorced. There were strong inhibitions against it. There was no legal reason, really, but there were strong emotional inhibitions against doing that. But what do people do to, get rid of the drama? How has it disrupted your life as a child? What if one of your parents has been, a player or been promiscuous or has had other people in your life that just haven't been the best person around you? Okay. And this has been a part of it. This is family patterns of running and chasing. Is there a family pattern of running after the wrong people or chasing something that continues to elude them? And then there's carryover into your life. How do you get rid of that? Because those are sometimes ancestral patterns. I help you with that. So running and chasing just didn't start with the first YouTube video. Running and chasing has been a part of history since our caveman days and even before that. So many people would like their twin to, clonk them on the head, drag them home to the cave by the hair. But that is not the person who you are. Even if you eat paleo, you are not a cave person anymore. You're a higher consciousness being, and you're expected to do it a different, better, higher, easier, more efficient way with the benefit for everyone involved. And that sounds like a lot, but your body, the new body, the twin flame body that you can actually integrate makes it easy because that new template doesn't want to carry all that stuff, doesn't want all your baggage, doesn't want all of your twin flames baggage. It doesn't matter how many people your twin thinks they've been helping with the love or how many people that they've had to relearn how to, be here at a physical level and be a good person. It doesn't matter. The twin flame couple that you are, when you unify, which means union, that's the actual union. As you unify, you are not taking in all kinds of baggage because it's other people's baggage. What about your childhood stuff? A lot of people find that they do need to work on inner child, which means this childhood. But what about all of the childhoods of long ago? What about the disrupted lives? What about the lives where, because of running and chasing, there's just a weird dynamic in the family that's not normal. Even if it was your normal, it's not normal. It's not the way things are. And something in you as a child was saying, this doesn't feel right. Or, my dad's off doing this and my mom is doing that. Or my mom's doing this, or they like to make each other jealous. Okay. We need to understand that a lot of this is concluding purposefully, on purpose, so that you're not carrying it forward and we're not teaching it to kids. Even though teens and young adults are encouraged to, go out there and explore themselves, they've done that in so many lives, they don't actually need to do that again. They will not need to do it to the nth degree. So I'm just being straight up here about the direction of this and how we put closure on a larger scale. We need to close up those parts, those areas where somehow running and chasing has led to trouble. In physical life, sometimes this has gotten people into legal trouble. They've had confrontations with spouses. They've confronted their twin publicly in front of people, and I don't recommend it. There is an easier, much higher level way to do this, which actually is a lot sweeter. It is very sweet to do this at a different level, because that is where you feel the love. You're rolling the dice even worse than when you go to Las Vegas if you try to have a physical conversation that leads to a confrontation, because then you're indulging in karma again. And the first thing I'll say is stop yourself. Stop your impulses and breathe a bit, okay? Come and find out how you can do things in a better, easier, spiritually efficient manner so that it can get you where you need to be. It can get both of you where you need to be. So, and twin flames mirror each other. If you're running and chasing, your twin will run and chase also. And so there is another energetic with this running and running and running, or being chased, where you're like, and until the point where you're just going, I can't, I'm out of the game. I can't play it. I can't play tag anymore. Okay. Did you ever play that when you were a kid? Did you ever play tag it? Where you know someone has to chase, or there's one person chasing everyone trying to tag them. Okay, you can, as a kid, you can maybe play 3 or 4 games of that before you have to go home, and then as an adult, this gets very, very exhausting. That exhaustion is affecting both of you, and you may not think so, because you may say things like, well, I'm kind of feeling like it's not making a dent with that person. Well, you need to really tune in, because people have to get things done in their day. You'd be surprised how many people can mask things. But how you really know is if you're able to feel inside from the level. So what to do? Focus from inside your spirit body. If you're not knowing how to get that expanded, if you're not knowing what that is, and that has a very special connection to the areas you breathe in, it has a very special connection to your head, and it has a very special connection to discarding your memories. So you focus from inside your spirit body and the heart. You must learn to properly purge and discard the things that don't serve you anymore. And that could be people. And this is when people will say, like, I'm giving up this twin flame thing. Don't. Learn how to do it properly, because as you go along, there will be things year after year that you're saying, you know what, time to get rid of that, time to purge that, time to get that out. As you age, you will find especially that you will need to help your body. So there's a twofold thing, because this is so new. This is actually a brand new set of subtle bodies. You have a 5-body meld starting with just one of those right now. So the things that you learn here with me actually do carry over for the next couple of years for you. It's not to say you won't come together during that time. That's to say that as you come together, it helps to learn and know these things from another level. Why is your belly bloating? That's another thing. If your belly is bloating, if you're feeling like you are having some bloat in your belly, you're feeling pregnant and you know you're not, or you're feeling pregnant, and please don't buy into those urban legends that talk about mystical pregnancy, because those two are collapsing and you've been able to feel something from another life, feeling something correct. That is actually the masculine energy, and you need to get it way up here, not in your belly. So that is another thing, that when you're running and chasing, that's one of your tip-offs that it's starting to come to an end. It's starting to come to an end, and it's time for you to engage parts of yourself so that you can bring both of you to the next level. I'm trusting that The person watching this in their union is actually going to be the one to start because it works like osmosis. You have to send the signals back over to your twin, just like your twin has to send signals to you. If you're trying to do this from the head, your head is not a big enough receptor for what needs to happen. We can't resolve this stuff with our mentalities because mentality is insufficient. It's just not big enough. It's not grand enough. It is not the same as the heart. Your head is there to move you around and help you to walk and talk and smile and kiss. But a lot of the other thinking process is actually not going to be helpful. If you're overthinking things, are you overwhelmed? It gets overwhelming on this journey. I can help you with that also. So learn how to properly purge and discard. Learn how to open your diamond codes for your DNA expansion and learn how to put closure by sealing yourself. There is a whole new level of grounding, and there are things that no longer apply for activated twin flames. You have to be able to ground in a new way. So if you are interested, please check the description below. I will be running a webinar called New Lives, New Timelines, and it's going to cover these topics. You can have a session with me, a one-on-one session. If you don't get group setting, you can have a session with me. And you can also be assured that running and chasing, as we've known it, is very swiftly, rapidly coming to a conclusion. Like most things, it takes a little bit of time to kind of filter in, but it is happening. It's already happening. So take heart, be of good cheer that you know that you are here for love. And you're not only here for love, you're here for higher love. And there's so much more to learn about yourself and experience. So if you're having not so great of an experience and you're wondering, like, what about this? Come and find out, and like, let's really get to the bottom of it, because when we get to the bottom, we can scrape out that bottom and get rid of the baggage. Sound good? Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I'm Patricia McNeely from Twin Flame Body. If you have questions, write me at twinflamesmerge@gmail.com or find me at twinflamebody.com or twinflamesmerge.com. I'm called Twin Flames Merge because I help people merge their subtle bodies. I'm called Twin Flame Body because I'm a master and teacher and healer of the twin flame body, because there's two of you. You have two people just lovingly enveloped with each other. So that takes a special level of being able to sense and discern two energies, not just one. So thanks so much for watching, and check the description below. Bye.